Welcome to the next session on operations research. In this session, we will discuss numerical on the topic of Monte Carlo method of simulation. A bakery keeps stock of a popular brand of cake. Daily demand based on past experience is given below. So here we have a table given of daily demand and the probability of these daily demands. Consider the following sequence of random numbers. So few random numbers are given to us. Using the sequence, simulate the demand for next 10 days. So there are 10 random numbers given and we will be using them to simulate what will be the demand for the next 10 days. Find the stock situation if the owner of the bakery decides to make 35 cakes every day. So the owner has decided that he wants to make 35 cakes every day. Also estimate the daily average demand for the cakes on the basis of the simulated data. So we will start with the solution. The first thing that you need to do is, based on these random numbers, we will prepare a particular table. So we are actually trying to solve for the first one. So I will make the table with the first column being the demand. The next one is the probability given. Then we will talk about the cumulative probability. Then we will talk about the random number interval. And last we will talk about the random number that is given. How do we fit it? So the random number fitted somewhere. So the demand given, I'm going to copy from here. The daily demand is 0, 15, 25, 35, 45 and 50. So now we'll talk about the probability that is given. We will copy the values here: 0.01, 0.15, 0.2, 0.5, 0.12 and 0.02. Now, how do we calculate the cumulative probability? These two data are given. So you will always start by copying the first value given, 0.01. So I have copied this number here. To this, I will add this value, 0.15, and I'll write the value here. So this becomes 0.16. To this value, I will add this value and I'll place it over here. So this becomes 0.36. Again to this, I will add 0.5. So this becomes 0.86. To this, I'll add 0.12. So this now becomes 0.98. And finally, I will add 0.02 and this will always be equal to 1. As you know that the probability of anything happening is either 0 or 1. So the maximum value of cumulative probability will always be 1. You don't have to draw this zigzag line that I have drawn. You can use a pencil in the exam for drawing and then erase it off. I am just showing you so that you know how to calculate and which route to follow. So I have just drawn some arrows to show you how to add them. Next, we have to calculate the random number interval. So how do we start? We always start with 0. You have to remember that. So the first number is 0. Okay, now what you do is, the cumulative probability is 1. And when you talk about a certain number in percentage, it is always 100. Maximum value. So what you do is, you are going to multiply all these values by 100. So they become 0, 0, 1. They become 0, 1, 6 or rather 16. Then 36, then 86, 98 and 100. So these are the numbers that you have: 1, 16, 36, 86, 98 and 100. Now your range is starting from 0. Remember to always subtract 1 from each of them to form your range. So from here, if I subtract 1 minus 1, it becomes 0. 16 minus 1, 15. Minus 1, 35, minus 1, 85, minus 1, 97 and minus 1, 99. So your range will start from 0 and go up to this value. So it is just 0. So I am leaving it to 0, 0 itself. Next one, number. The next number starts from here. So this is 1 or 0, 1, whatever you call, and this will go up to 15. So here is my second value. Next, again go to this number 16, and the range will be up to 35. Then you will again go to 36. So this is starting from 36 going up to 85. Then next number is 86, and it will go up to 97. And last we go to 98, and this will go up to 99. We never write the last number as 100. It is always 99, starting with 0 up to 99. So that's how you have created your entire random number interval table by subtracting 1 from these values. Before that, don't forget to multiply them with 100 such that this comes out as a double digit number. Next, we are going to fit the numbers that are given. Now, I multiplied them with 100 because these numbers were 2-digit numbers. Suppose if these numbers are 3-digit numbers, multiply them with 3 zeros. If it is a 4-digit number, multiply them with 4 zeros. And accordingly, see to it that your interval is able to fit these random numbers. So that is the logic behind multiplying with 100. Now I will start fitting these random numbers. The first value is 48. So 48 lies in this zone. So I will write here 48. Since this is the first number in the bracket, I'll write 1. Next is 78. 78 also falls here. So 78 and 1. Sorry, 2. Next is 9. 9 will fall in this zone. So 9, and this is the third one. Then 51 will fall in this zone. So it is 51, and this is the fourth number. 56 also falls here. This is the fifth value. 77 falls here. This is the sixth value. 15 is here. This is the seventh value. Then we have 14, which also falls here. This is the eighth value. 68 falls here. So this is the ninth value, and 9 again falls here. So this is the 10th value. So that is how I am going to fit these random numbers in their particular interval. So you have to make this table. Now we will make another table such that we are able to judge the stock situation. So let's go for preparing the second table for judging the stock situation. So I'll just write here that the stock situation can be judged by following table. And the owner has decided to make 35 cakes every day. Don't forget that. So I will make a table day wise. So I will first write down day. Then I'll write down the daily demand that has been now created. And then you have the number of cakes made per day, and lastly you will talk about the stock situation. This daily demand that I am writing is not from the table given, but from the random numbers that I have fitted in the daily demand situation. So let's write down there are 10 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, day is going to indicate the random number also. So, I will write down for the first day over here, 48. The daily demand is 35. So, the first daily demand is 35. The second value falls here, again 35. Third value is here, so this is 15. Fourth value is here, so daily demand is 35. And accordingly, I will write from here corresponding the random number fitted column and the demand column. So let me write down these values. So I have 35, 35, 15, 35, 35, 35. This is 15, 15, 35 and 15. So that's how you are going to make this daily demand now. and the cakes that the owner is making is 35 per day. So I'll write 35 everywhere because he is making 35 cakes every day irrespective of the demand that is generated. Now let's talk about the stock situation. Suppose he has made 35 cakes and 35 demand comes. So he will sell all of them. No cake will remain in stock. Then he has made 35 cakes. Again 35 demand next day. So no cakes are in stock. Third day he has made 35 cakes, but there is a demand of 15 cakes only. So 20 cakes will remain in stock and he cannot do anything about it. Fourth day he makes 35, he sells 35, but the stock still contains 20 cakes of the previous day. Then we'll go for the fifth day. He has made 35, sold 35. So he has no new stock, but the old stock is still continuing. Then again on the sixth day, 35, 35. So continuation of 20. Seventh day, 35 made, 15 sold. So 20 new stock gets added. So now this count rises to 40. On the 8th day, he has made 35, sold 15. 20 new cakes get added in the stock column. So this is 60. 9th day, he has made 35, sold 35. So no new stock, but the old one still continues. On the 10th day, he has made 35 cakes. He has sold 15 only. So 20 more cakes get added into his stock. So it is 80. Now we have to calculate what is the daily average demand for the cakes based on the simulated data. So if you look at the total demand that has been generated, the daily demand, this total value, if you add, this turns out to be 270. So therefore, I can write down the average daily demand will be nothing but 1 upon 10, that is number of days, into the total demand that has been created for 10 days. So this is 1 upon 10 into 270. So this will turn out to be 27 cakes. So we have calculated what will be the total daily demand and what will be the average daily demand per day. So that's how you solve this numerical. With this, I end the session. I hope you have understood the problem of Monte Carlo method of simulation. If you have any doubts, please write to me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for latest video updates. See you in the next session. Thank you.